Hello my dear friends, my name is Sai Kupas Saga. I live in Bangalore. Currently I am the managing trustee of this wonderful place called Pyramid Valley International in Bangalore. Pyramid Valley is one of the first large mega pyramid built within the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. While I serve here, my profession is as an IT services or a technology services leader. Till recently, till I quit a year ago, I served in various capacities in different technology companies, software companies. I recently quit as the vice president at Cognizant, one of the top tier IT services companies, having served there for 17 years. It's been a fascinating journey with meditation, with the wisdom from spiritual science and scriptures. My meditation journey started way back in 1992 when I was doing my first job at Noida in UP near Delhi. So that is where we had Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's ashram. And because of the surrounding, because of a lot of prachar happening there, I happened to attend and learn transcendental meditation at that time. So that's how it started, and then over time I continued my practice. Then when I moved to the US, I was working at Microsoft and was doing my PhD. Meditation really helped me balance my time out, balance the pressures of work as well as the compulsions and deadlines of my PhD. So it continued along, and then I met coincidentally through one of a common friend. I met one Mr. Chandrasekhar, who currently is the trustee of Pyramid Valley and one of the great senior pyramid masters within the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. So through him and his brother Dr. GK, I and my wife Bindu got introduced to Anapanasati meditation, got introduced to Brahmarshi Patriji, got introduced to Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. I growing up from a middle class family. I was always programmed with the rules for success, that you need to work hard, you need to work long, you need to study hard, you need to do a lot of things to be successful, and you need to behave this way, you need to talk this way. So it was all programming of the middle class family at that time, and that is why my head was always buzzing with tons of thoughts. For all those thoughts to subside through the practice of meditation, to calm my mind through practice of meditation, took me several years. Nevertheless, the practice of meditation at that time and the lot of satsangs we used to have, me and some of my friends, we used to kind of debate and discuss a lot of books and spiritual concepts late into nights on weekends. We used to gather in one of our houses and start doing it. But the real benefit of meditation struck me one day at work. There is this corridor that connects my office, the cabin or the office, or the floor that I sit, to the cafeteria. So one day, as I was walking from my office to the cafeteria to have tea, so as I was walking down that particular long aisle, it struck me how calm my mind was at that time. Because every time I used to walk, probably I walked that corridor tons of times, and every time it was always, okay, I need to do this, I need to talk to that particular person, right? I need to finish that work. It was always buzzing things like that. But that day I felt the real calmness around me. I really felt my mind so calm and empty. I could feel my walking. I could feel my movements. Even if someone was talking right next to me, I could feel what he was talking, completely focused. So that was the beginning of the appreciation of the magic of meditation. And I clearly knew that was because of the meditation that I did that particular morning. And since then, things have been much calmer, I had been much saner, and things have been very clearer as well. And that is one of the first benefits I realized from meditation, my mind becoming calm. I could really get into a meeting. Prior to meditation, I always used to get into a meeting thinking about, okay, what is it that I should speak? I used to rehearse in my mind. And then if someone asked me something, how should I behave? How should I talk? So all those were coming from my mind. So my mind always used to think, okay, if that person asks me a question, what is it I should do? But then as days progressed, I could go into a meeting with much calmer sense, and then any question that I asked had a spontaneous answer from me. I didn't have to think too much, I didn't have to plan too much about talking. And all my meetings since then have been absolutely wonderful. Earlier I used to dread meetings. Oh my God, what should I talk? What should other people think? What will other people think about me? So what is the thing that I need to put up? What is the drama I need to put up? But then after this calming of the mind, all my meetings were absolutely calmer, successful, and then in fact a lot of people used to appreciate some of the ideas that used to come in. So later I learned that most of those spontaneous ideas was because of once your mind calms down, you allow your intuition, you allow your inner thoughts to come out, right? And then most of it were spontaneous. And that was one big thing that meditation helped me do that. And this also this spontaneity also moved me into some of the flow states. One particular meeting or one particular incident I would always mention during my meditation experiences is there was this meeting with a insurance client in Hartford in the US, Hartford, Connecticut in the US. So I was told I need to go and present at that particular meeting. And the account manager came and told me this particular client stakeholders were very hard to please. And they always interrupt meetings with a lot of questions, and they don't end up completing the meetings fully. So there was this meeting I was walking through. I know I prepared what I need to present. It was on a topic called the cloud. So I had to talk about our capabilities and all that. And I went in there. I said hello to the client stakeholders, and then just asked them what is their pain point, what is it that they want to hear from me, and then obviously I told them my background and things like that. So they said, this is what I want to know. And fortunately and unfortunately, that was not what was prepared in the slides. You know, this corporate meetings, we all go with a bunch of slides, everything prepared, tons of people review it beforehand, and you walk into a meeting and then figure out what the client needed wasn't there in my PowerPoint presentation, right? Before meditation, I would have gone through the PowerPoint presentation mechanically and probably got a lot of brickbats. But in this case, I just heard it, walked up to the whiteboard because there were no PowerPoint slides for me to show. Walked up to the whiteboard for the next 1 hour. I don't know what I did, but next 1 hour I was completely going through, explaining stuff on the whiteboard, interacting with them. They were asking some questions, I was answering them. So it was almost like later I come to know it's a flow mode. So that happened completely, completely unconsciously or subconsciously. All the information, all the knowledge that I learned came out spontaneously without my conscious brain thinking, oh, is this right, is this wrong, am I telling right? And it was just a flow, really it came through a flow. And the meeting ended. At the end of the meeting, the clients also appreciate, oh, wonderful, thank you, this is what we wanted to know. And then it was all over, and then I was walking back to my cabin, to my temporary cabin in that particular office. And immediately account manager came running to me and he said, Sai, that was the first time we were able to crack the meeting. So in fact, looks like the client stakeholders really appreciated the thought leadership and expertise that I brought during that meeting. They said, this is what was the first meeting with the customer. The customer first comments from the customer as soon as the meeting was over. So I said, fantastic. They said, thank you. So it's been an era of gratitude for me. Every time something like this happens, every time something magic happens, I always owe it to meditation. I always owe it to the calming of the mind. I always owe it to the wisdom from the tons of books I get to read. So I was very grateful. I thanked whoever it is for allowing me to get into that flow during that particular meeting. And this has happened several times later. Many other meetings, though our corporate culture ensures that we review the PowerPoint presentation, blah, blah, all that stuff. But when we go into a meeting, we never really know what the customer asks, right? And that is where that spontaneity, right, that communication that comes through during that particular point of time is very important. And to me, that was the most important factor for my success through my corporate career. And having progressed through several layers in 17 years and then in fact, I got my VP promotion, Vice President promotion in 15 years, I guess. So it was magical. It was magical. And then there were a lot of instances where this happened, where communication improved, where spontaneity came across a lot more times, right? And to me, again, another gratitude to all the travels that I used to do during that time. So I always have been very fond of reading books since my childhood. To me, unlike a lot of people who get those insights or visions and experiences during meditation, for me, most of it has been through books. And every time I wanted a answer to a question, every time I was unsure about whether to do this, whether to do that, it was always magical. I opened my computer, either some email, I happened to open an email amongst hundreds of emails, or I happened to open a book, or I happened to hear someone tell something in a video, and there would be an answer to my question. It was all, later I came to know that's more synchronicity, right? Meaningful coincidences. I always understand why Patriji says reading books is so essential. So for some of us, we get a lot of insights through meditation, but some of us, it's more the intellectual brain, some of the rational, logical brain, it's more about the books. And for other people for whom these two don't really carry, it's more about listening to experiences, it's about service or seva. That's another area where I've seen a lot of people go through that transformative state. Taking that, and I was reading this book. There's this book called Brain at Work, Your Brain at Work by David Rock. And it was, I think, an hour and a half long flight, and started reading it. I was so immersed in it, so fascinated by the concepts that he teaches, the examples that he talks about, the science that he talks about. And it was so overwhelming, overpowering, that I just closed the book and closed my eyes. And it was a wave of energy flowing through my body. It was absolute bliss, absolute losing consciousness of your body, right? And then I opened my eyes and then just looked out of the window. It was full moon, flying from London to Oslo, from the plane, from the window of a plane, looking at a full moon outside. That was probably one of the most magical experiences that I could have. Reading a wonderful book, getting beyond the mind, looking at a wonderful sight, and so many thousand feet above the earth. Mind to matter, I go through the book and then I close my eyes, thank all the masters, all the gods for that wonderful wisdom, the way it's captured, and then it just pulsates. Every cell of your body vibrates with that bliss and the universal consciousness out there. So it's awesome. So it's been awesome. The meaningful coincidences happen. I express my gratitude, and more of that happens. Then same thing we do with my abundance as well, right? Getting my house, building a house, or getting the right work, getting my money, getting my stock options, all that. It's been every time every time my phone rings that my salary has been deposited into my account, I say thank you. So as I say, later I come to know anything that you are grateful for multiplies. That's the law of abundance. Right now I start teaching that as well. So it's been a life of gratitude, it's been a life of meaningful coincidences, it's been a life of spontaneity, and all this has provided that confidence and clarity in me, and which again contributed a lot of magic in meditation. Meditation helping me calm the mind, calm my emotions, remove all the programming that we've been programmed for a long time. So once that happened, it allowed my spontaneity to resume, it allowed my intuition to come, it allowed a lot more of wisdom and insights to be grasped clearly and used appropriately. It's more application of that wisdom that is what is important. And since then, it's been magic. Life has been magic thanks to the gratitude part as well. Life has been absolutely magic, and thankfully, I've never had any complaints so far. And every situation is about, as they say, right? It's good or bad depending on the person. A lot of people like me who are what I call as busy minds, who are excessive thinkers. Then my story is basically, hopefully, my story and my experience inspires them to get into a regular practice of meditation and reading books and gaining insights. And then ever since then, it's been a life. What we need in life is confidence and clarity. And that is what meditation and these insights from books has really helped me. So With that, thank you, my dear friends, and wishing each one of you a magical life by imbibing the practice of meditation and wisdom from books. Thank you.